Hi, Linda Light here, coming to you on Saturday, February 23rd. I got a message last night. I don't know if anybody else had a hard time getting to sleep last night, but the energies were just thick and immersive. That's the best way I can describe it. So I hope everybody can hear me. Recording this on a different device, and I wanted you to send the people that have been subscribing and following me, thank you so much. I wanted you to meet my son. He had to be in at least one video. He's the one that was on his wedding day, and he's the one that passed away last March. So he's one of my angels, and he needed to be in one of my videos. So I hope you can hear me okay. If you don't mind commenting when you share a comment, let me know if the audio is okay. Thank you very much. And so let me get right into this because I need to pick some cards for you guys. The energies that have come in are almost like helping people to logically catch up with the process that's going on energetically. So we are just rolling ahead. We're not rushing, but yeah, I mean, we're just moving forward so quickly that our brains almost can't comprehend what we've already mastered. So the message was this morning in meditation, and what came through to me from my higher self was that there's a difference between fully feeling an emotion and completely embodying the emotion. And what I mean by that is, in order to release really deep core wounds, which everybody's been working on all week, whether they know it or not, it's been a theme through the whole week, through the collective, through the embodiment of the one. The core wounds are being released, and we're triggering each other by talking about it, sharing our energy, sharing our tone and our voice, our eye contact, all of it. But what's happening is, as the energy is being released, some people are getting stuck in the emotions that they're feeling, and instead of fully feeling them to release them, what's happening is they're actually embodying those emotions. So they're almost like taking ownership of those emotions. So there's a difference, and it's a fine line. And if you can't understand it logically, try to think of it like this. And I'll use an example of something that I went through last night. So here we go. And this is intense because it's an intense subject to talk about, and there's a lot of people that don't believe this is even real yet, but it's coming to the light. The depths of the swamps are really deep here. So the SRA survivors, which SRA is satanic ritual abuse survivors, they're sharing their stories. They're getting their memories back. I watched a video of a young lady in particular last night who was sharing her testimony. And I don't usually go into that because I, like everybody else out there, you don't want to immerse yourself in something that's negative. But for some reason, the video called out to me, and I needed to see it. It was something in her eyes. So I watched and I listened, and my heart was just aching for this what she went through. And like I said, there's people out there that still don't believe that satanic ritual abuse is even a real thing. At the Freemasons, at the highest levels, the Illuminati, the Cabal, whatever you want to call it, there's people that just don't believe that this stuff exists. That's okay. You're entitled to your beliefs. But that doesn't mean it's okay for you to go commenting on people's videos and telling them that they're lying or whatever. The victims have enough to deal with. You know what? Just let it be. Let it be. So this is what I was going through last night. The anger, the pain, the suffering. I'm an empath. I'm an intuitive. I'm sensitive. I'm clairsensitive. All of it. It just hurt so bad to get in that. But if I allowed myself to embody those emotions, take them on as my own, I would go back into a depressive state. I would go back into the dark night of my soul, my not even wanting to be here, questioning everything, the beliefs about, I grew up as a Catholic Christian, so going back into beliefs about Jesus and God and Source and angels and ascended masters and different religions, the gods, the sun god, all of the stuff that you go through when you question when you're awakening and learning the difference between spirituality and religion. So there is a dark side, there is a light side, and depending on where you're at in your journey will depend on what your beliefs are, and you're entitled to your beliefs just like everybody else. So anyhow, if I was to embody that, it would take me down. My vibration would go down into such a negative place that I guess I become a little obsessive with that topic, and the only thing that I can do on my end from where I'm at right now is to send the violet flame from the seventh ray, transmutation, just healing energy, positive thoughts, just and the other thing that I can do, which relates to this topic, is fully feel what comes in. Fully feel it. Just allow it to bubble up so that it can be transmuted and released. Now, not everybody's going to do the transmuting and releasing part because they might not be actively doing the healing work, but you are natural healers. Your body can transform energy naturally, and that is your birthright. So even if you don't know what you're doing, the key is going to be whether or not you're owning that emotion as your own emotion, or whether you're allowing it to blow through you like a breeze. So you can use your conscious breath to feel it fully when it comes in. When it hits you and it comes in and it hits you hard, don't block it off. Don't get upset about that and get tense and tight. Just take a breath and consciously breathe through it. Allow it to move through you, through your physical being. And that's the best thing that you can do for that. If you're just awakening, you don't have to put shields up. You don't have to protect yourself from that. And I know there's people that might disagree with that opinion, and it is my opinion. You don't need defense mechanisms. We all have defense mechanisms, but at some point, all of the elements within you combine to release the divine masculine, divine feminine, so that they can become whole and complete. And when that happens, your defense mechanisms are like overwritten. So you don't need them. You own your own power. You have your own power within through your conscious breath. So you can just let those emotions go through you. And I know that's a really, really detailed explanation, and I'm sorry if it's not hitting home in a way that registers, but I think whoever's supposed to see this will. So what I'm going to do is just pick a card. This one jumped right away. So balance. That's not a confirmation card. I don't know what is. So here, balance. We're just talking about divine feminine, divine masculine, combining inside, opposing but complementary forces. Balance. And this also has to do with the crown chakra, the violet flame of transmutation, the crown chakra, the seventh ray. It's at the top of your head. What a lovely card. So I am going to pick a couple more. Okay, that one wants to come right out too. That is growth. Wonderful. So there's going to be growth in your balance. I mean, these are very simple cards, but if you look at the green around the card, this has to do with your heart chakra. So there is growth and balance. If you can't walk the middle way, then you can't get to this card here. Walking the middle way, I mean, of course you can get to this card, but it's a very simplistic reading that I'm doing right here now. I usually do like 9-card multi-dimensional readings and whatnot, but I was just guided to pick a couple cards for everybody. And so this is a very generalized, very basic reading. So this is just confirming what I was saying earlier about combining opposing but complementary forces within you. Your light and your night, or your light and your dark. It's all part of you. Every single bit of it is part of you. So how do you release those? You walk the middle way, and growth will come from that. And I think we need another card here. Recovery. This is a good card. So we're all in the process of recovery. Every single one of us. I'm getting that this is for a very specific group of people who are throwing away old habits, saying, no more going into the future with this. I don't need this anymore. I am projecting this out from personal experience just for over the last 2 weeks. I have had a lifelong battle with smoking cigarettes, and I've quit for a number of years at a time, and then gone back, and then quit, and then gone back, and quit, and gone back. Last March, when my son passed away, I started smoking that same night, right after I saw his body, and was at the house before the ME took him. Went outside and was like, give me one. And I started smoking again, and then I quit again, and then I started smoking again. So anyway, recovering. I'm done now. My last cigarette was on Valentine's Day, so yay me. I'm a non-smoker, and I know I'm not going back this time. I know it. I've been trying to get that last motivation to do it again, and yay. So anybody who's putting away old habits, recovering, you're in a process of renewal. Your body is renewing itself because you're recovering from things of the past. That's a key for moving forward in balance. So both of those purple cards on the outside, the purple, a key for moving forward. Key right there. And there's spirit wants to help you with this. So spirit is giving you the key. However it is that you see spirit, just the higher being of yourself that's not in the physical body. That's how I'm going to define it. Any more? Okay. Well, it was two. So despondence and forgiveness. So birthing from what's in. Despondence. Don't, if you've been in a state of, I can't do this, it's too much, and it's just making you want to go binge watch Netflix or something, that's okay. You can take little breaks here and there, but know that in order for the growth to happen and the movement to happen, there's forgiveness. But forgiveness starts with yourself. Forgive yourself. Truly forgive yourself and let it go. Let things go. Forgiveness. Be like that child again. Letting that inner child come out and play. What does your inner child like to do? See the inner child there? And look, again, it's another purple card. It has to do with your crown chakra. Your crown. There's 4 cards here. We've got balance and recovery, forgiveness, despondence, and forgiveness. And all of these things are going to lead to growth within. That's exactly what you want, the growth within. I'm sorry, I can't hold these right here. There. Well, okay. So I don't have the best setup for a card reading here, but I'll use my table and tip the camera down next time when I do a card reading for everybody. But I need to pull these cards for you. I need my son to be in this because he's been a major part of my process this week. And the main message to get through to everybody, from my higher self to you, from my soul to you, is just forgive yourself. Don't embody the emotions of others that's being released. There's a lot of energy bouncing around and floating around in the air, that's in the ethers, that's just coming from a lot of release going on. Don't embody that from other people. Don't own that as your own. Allow it to flow through your vessel. And if you put up your shields and you put up your all of your protective mechanisms, then you're never going to allow it to come through to dig up the stuff inside of you that needs to get out and go. It's all triggering. The whole process is triggering each other, just like a candle lights another candle and it passes on the flame. It's the same thing with the energy. Energy that's being released comes through and it hits you because it recognizes and you attract to yourself like the magnets. Think of the magnetism laws and all of that, so that you're attracting to yourself what you need to release, to let go. So keep the flow moving. Don't hold on to it, and embody that like it's yours. Oh, I recognize that it's mine. I don't feel good, and hold on to it like a security blanket. Don't do that. Breathe it through. Just breathe it through and let it go. But as you're breathing it through, fully feel it, let it go. That way the movement continues. You don't stagnate in embodying something that you don't need to hang on to. So I hope that helps. I hope that's resonating with you guys, and feel free to share and subscribe and all that good stuff. I appreciate all your support, and I will be back with another card reading, and we'll see if there's any more poems that come through my soul. They're so beautiful and so powerful, and I'm really grateful that I get to share, even though I'm working on being more in a comfort zone. I just want you to know how grateful I am to all of you, and have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Namaste.